Experts here in the metro and all across the nation are sounding the alarm, saying the monarch butterfly is close to becoming extinct. One Omaha nonprofit is trying to save those pollinators by giving away native plants. 6 News' Johan Marin explains why these plants are needed.
7,500 native plants were given away this weekend in hope to save an endangered species, the monarch butterfly.
Our native bee and native butterfly populations are in decline, and really the only way to help them bounce back is to include native plants in your gardens.
Bob Gittens is a board president with the Nebraska Monarchs, a nonprofit that helps save monarch butterflies. He says native plants provide food for all pollinators, but there aren't enough monarchs because there aren't enough native plants.
You may be wondering, what exactly is a native plant? Well, an example is this milkweed right here. Bob says by planting this in your backyard, you'll not only help the environment, but help attract bees and monarch butterflies.
Stacy Corey with the nonprofit thinks these plants are constantly decimated.
We've lost so much habitat to new developments and everything, so it's really important to bring those native species back.
This is because of herbicides used in agriculture, mainly to maintain lawns and parks.
So when you go to some of the different nurseries or big box stores that sell plants, if they don't have natives, you can put in some really pretty plants into your garden, but they don't really serve any purpose for our bees or butterflies.
A backyard or garden isn't required to have native plants. A lot of them can grow in water, like swamp milkweed, says Gittens. On your side, Johan Marin, 6 News.
If you're interested in planting one of those native plants, you can get one for free through the nonprofit. You can find that information online at our website, WOWT.com.